Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2025, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 77 years of independence and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 and Viksit Bharat at 2047 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall also commemorate other celebrations and commemorations today. Today, we are commemorating International Ask a Question Day, which is celebrated annually on March 14th. It also coincides with the birthday of the famous theorist physics Albert Einstein. So the creator of the International Ask a Question Day remains anonymous. Questions are crucial part of learning and overall human development. Questions have led to many breakthrough discoveries. Questions also help with common communication. International Ask a Question Day is an annual day that seeks to transform the way people view asking questions. It celebrates the curiosity of the human mind and the what's, who's, when's, how's, and why's. Asking questions have been a common phenomenon for hundreds of years. Questions were used to identify people, places, and things. They were equally used to gain answers that led to some of the discoveries we are enjoying today. So, asking questions does more than gather information and solve problems. Asking questions allows people to build and foster healthy relationships. Asking questions create awareness of political, social, racial, and medical issues. Questions and critical thinking and goal setting, as long as the right questions are asked. Progress and development are guaranteed. International Ask a Question Day is a day to celebrate asking questions. It commemorates Albert Einstein's birthday. He was frontrunner among the pioneers of asking questions. Einstein had a curious mind, which led him to ask important questions. He was of the school of thought that humanity should never stop asking questions. The answers to these questions are still used as a source of learning in our day. In times past, the Latin scholars wished to present a sentence as a question. They would place the word quaestio at the end of the sentence. In our everyday life, we question how to do things, when to do them, who to do them, where we can do them, from the simplest to the most emotional questions. For example, questions like, how can I dye my hair? Or how can I comfort a grieving friend? Every one of us has questions that we need to answer. We need answers to. International Ask a Question Day encourages you to use all WH words and hows to ask your questions and satiate your curiosity. Question saves lives. Albert Einstein wins the Physics Nobel Prize for his work on the photoelectric effect in 1921. Alexander Fleming discovers penicillin, the answer to his question on how to kill bacteria in 1923. The world's first well-developed search engine for asking questions is created in 1998. That is none other than Archive. The world's most popular search engine is created in 1998. That is Google. So, what is a good question of the day? You may ponder. Everyone might have different questions. What do you need to change to become the person you want? Seems to be more relevant for everyone, right? The four types of questions are generally yes-no questions, or WH questions, or choice questions, and tag questions. So how do you start a question? You can ask a question by using how, what, where, when, why, who, and so on. So join in the celebration by consulting educational experts on tips to ask questions properly. And don't forget to practice what you learn. Another way you can join the celebration is by hosting a question and answer session with friends. 20 questions is a great Q&A game to try. Share questions and post celebrating International Ask a Question Day on social media. Engage your friends and connections with fun of the day. Generally, there are four types of questions. Different type of questions, as we have seen. Some questions are a figure of speech. Certain questions are used as figure of speech. An example is a rhetorical question. There are more than 3.5 billion searches on Google per day, and over a billion of them are questions. So 3.5 billion daily searches. The acronym FACTS, that is frequently asked questions, were created by Egune Mia from NASA's mailing list. From NASA's staff. How to knot a tie is the fourth most what Google sets, the top Google question. So International Ask a Question Day allows you to ask many questions as possible. It's your chance to ask as many silly, awkward, or profound questions as possible all day long. Questions promote learning. International Ask a Question Day helps to find answers and make amazing discoveries. Look up, look up questions about historical events and learn something new today. Asking the right questions have saved and is still saving many lives. Take your time and look up some of these life-saving questions, answers. Today is also commemorated as International Day of Action for Rivers, which is observed on March 14th. Every year is a day that is dedicated to saving, celebrating, and creating awareness about the importance of rivers. 2 million tons of sewage, industrial, and agriculture waste are discharged into the world's water every day. It is equivalent to the weight of entire human population of 6.8 billion people. This is why it is our time to save our rivers for the good of humanity. The International Day of Action for Rivers is a day created by the International Day of Rivers to sensitize people about the importance of rivers. It brings people across the world together to talk about and save rivers by addressing the issues related to river management, river pollution, river conservation. The history of the origin of the International Day of Action for Rivers is an interesting one. In September 1995, several organizations, including International Rivers Network, IRN, India Save the Narmada Movement, NBA, Child's Bio Action Group, GABB, and European Rivers Network, ERN, came together and conducted a prepared meeting in Brazil. As a result, they formed an international organization committee headed by Brazil's movement of people affected by large dams, in short known as MAB. In March 1997, in Curitiba, Brazil participants of the first international meeting of people affected by dams adopted the International Day of Action against dams and for rivers, water, and life. Furthermore, they decided that the International Day of Action for Rivers will take place on March 14th. So every year there will be a theme for the International Day of Action for Rivers. And the last year in 2021, and so the theme was Rights of Rivers. It demanded that rivers be declared a national asset and given legal rights to stop rivers from becoming dumping sites for waste and civilians. So environment enthusiasts conduct workshops, seminars, and activities to celebrate this day, to raise awareness and spread the message. So let's take a stand against activities that harm the rivers and protect them at all costs. So a preparatory meeting is held in Brazil and the International Organizing Committee is formed. In 1995, the first International Day of Action for Rivers is adopted by representatives from 20 countries in Curitiba, Brazil in 1997. People across the world get to know more about the importance of rivers. In 2010, due to pandemic, many organizations conducted events online to celebrate International Day of Action for Rivers in 2020. So this organization strengthens movements of communities and civil society to defend rivers by exposing destructive projects. It is an International Day of Action for Rivers, the same as World River. No International Day of Action for Rivers is different from World River Day, which is celebrated every year on September 26. The International Rivers Organization will announce the theme of International Day of Action for Rivers. If you want to make a difference in this world, you can plan an event in your locality, save or conserve the rivers, and share details and descriptions to internationalrivers.org. Rivers are a lifeline on the earth, and without them, humankind will perish. So educate your friends and family about the significance of rivers and clean water. The day you share your favorite personal stories related to rivers, whether it is related to a fun family picnic or any activities to save the rivers, you can share it on your online and social media. More than 80% of the sewerage in developing countries is discharged untreated into rivers and other water sources, thereby polluting them each day and every day. The end of a river is called mouth, and it takes the water from the river into the sea or large lakes. The shortest river, Roe River, is only 201 feet and is located in the Montana in the US. River Cano that flows through the Columbia is one of the most beautiful rivers in the world due to its striking colors, Rainbow River. River Ganga in India is considered a holy river and is even worshipped as goddess here. So rivers are lifeline of the world. Rivers are not just some scenic views of water. They are lifeline of this world. They create lives and enrich the ecosystems around us. International Day of Action for Rivers is a great day to raise awareness among people. Today, most rivers across the world are being polluted each day due to greed of some humans. This day, we can address those issues and can do our part to stop them. The global event is the proof that communities and individuals around the world can come together and make a difference in this world. Today is also commemorated as International Day of Mathematics, in short known as IDM. On March 14th is a worldwide celebration that happens each year where all countries will participate, including students and general public in math activities. March 14th is already celebrated in many countries as Pi Day. It is because the date is written as 3 by 14 and the mathematical constant pi is approximately 3.14. So this day is all about mathematics. The International Day of Mathematics, which is a global event that celebrates mathematics, it aims to educate people about the essential role of mathematics in science and technology, improve quality of life, empower women and girls, and contribute to sustainable development. This is a relatively new event that was created just a couple of years back. The proclamation of March 14th as an International Day of Mathematics was adopted in the 205th session of the UNESCO's Executive Council. The day was then adopted in the 40th session of the General Conference. So the proclamation of March 14th as International Day of Mathematics was adopted in the 205th session of the UNESCO's Executive Council. The day was then adopted in the 40th session of the General Conference of UNESCO in November 2019. Later in 2020, the world celebrated its first International Day of Mathematics on March 14, 2020, with the theme Mathematics is Everywhere. The major goals of the International Day of Mathematics is to improve understanding among the general public of the importance of mathematics in education, raise awareness and the role of maths in modern society, science and disaster management, increase access to information about mathematics, increasing international networking and collaborations in public awareness of maths and more. Each year, there is new theme for the celebration of International Day of Mathematics. In 2021, the theme for the day was Mathematics for a Better World. So mathematics is an interesting and engaging subject, and everyone needs to get accustomed to it. So let's learn maths, enjoy math, and celebrate math with all our hearts and brains. Today is also commemorated as World Sleep Day, which is celebrated every year on varying dates in March, and this year it falls on March 14. So observations found that the date ranges from March 10 to 20. Although the date varies each year, the day is celebrated. Always remains the same. The day falls on Friday before the spring vernal equinox. The day is organized by World Sleep Day Committee of the World Sleep Day Society. The day was created to emphasize the importance of sleep and address common sleep pattern related issues that many people suffer from. So sleep is a natural state of relaxation. It helps the mind and body regenerate, replenish themselves by suppressing sleep is a natural state of relaxation. It helps the mind, body regenerate, replenish themselves by suppressing muscle movement and other unused body senses. There are several phases of sleep, each with a distinct role. The disruption of any one of these phases can lead to body and or mental ailments that affect everyday part of your life. The fact that sleep plays such an influential role in the mind and body brings us to the conclusion that sleep is vital. Thus, organizations such as World Sleep Day Society made it their duty to create this day to promote the importance of sleep. Although everyone experiences sleep, each person has different percentage of what happens when we sleep. According to some experts, sleep is a state of temporary coma that allows the body to be both conscious and unconscious. Many people suffer from sleep related issues that do not allow them to reach the regenerative coma like state during their abilities. The World Sleep Society, which was formed in 2008, introduced World Sleep Day in collaboration with the World Association of Sleep Medicine, WASM. Since its inception, the goal and purpose of the day has been spread awareness to the need to get sufficient sleep to stay healthy and bring international and local bodies together to work on sleep related issues. Every year, the day has been celebrated with a unique theme to support the cause. The day also educates people about different sleep disorders, solutions, and encourages them to seek help. So, the first sleep lab to research sleep is opened by Dr. Nathaniel Kedman, popularly known as the founder of sleep research in 1925. Librium, the first sleeping pill, is commercialized in 1960. We celebrate the first ever World Sleep Day on March 14, 2008. This in 2021, theme was regular sleep, healthy future. This theme explains the vital role sleep plays in our lives and expands on the long-term benefits sleep can have on our health and well-being. The National Sleep Foundation suggests that around 7 to 9 hours of continuous sleep are necessary to maintain good health and alertness during the day. Red eyes, constant yawning, dozing off, poor concentration, and mood swings are some of the most evident signs of sleep deprivation. The best practice is to reduce light or night, especially 2 hours before going to sleep. The best practice is to reduce light at night, especially 2 hours before going to sleep. Doctors recommend drinking chamomile tea, which even helps people with mild insomnia. Do not consume caffeine or tea at night, coffee, and put your laptops and mobile phones away for at least an hour before going to sleep. Use this day as an excuse to sleep properly and have a sufficient amount of sleep. Your body will thank you. Get proper sleep tonight. If you know of a person who suffers from sleep disorders, ask him to go to a doctor and seek help. Talk about such disorders with others to spread awareness. Since you will be sleeping properly tonight, encourage others to put their phones away at night so that they get sufficient sleep too. So, although scientists have been researching sleep and its related disorders for over a century now, most of what they have learned about the topic was only discovered in last 25 years. One third of a human's life is spent sleeping. The inability to wake up naturally from sleeping state is a condition called dyspnea. The unnatural movements of the body during sleep are known as parasomnia. The body can live without food for 8 to 21 days. However, it can only survive for 7 to 11 days without sleep. So we have to spread awareness about the dangers of sleep insufficiency and its profound effect on different aspects of life. Every second person suffers from minor to mild sleep disorders, out of which 10 to 15% of people develop chronic disorders. Today, we are commemorating White Day in Japan. It's a kind of second Valentine's Day celebrated in Japan, China, and South Korea. While on Valentine's Day, people give gifts to others to express their love, on White Day, the ones who receive gifts give gifts to the one they love and return the favor. So on this day, you need to give 3 times the amount of gifts you received on Valentine's Day. Yes, we cannot simply describe the White Day as a day that occurs exactly 1 month after Valentine's Day when people give gifts to those who gave them gifts on Valentine's Day. It is more than that. Therefore, to fully understand this day, you need to understand the history of White Day and the culture of Japan. Valentine's Day came to Japan in 1930, and the first Valentine's Day is said to be celebrated in Japan in 1936. However, it did not get popular, and people did not show much interest in celebrating it until the late 1960s. It is celebrated a little differently in Japan, as it's seen as an opportunity for girls to show that they like a boy. Japanese women on this day give expensive chocolates to men they are romantically involved with. Later in 1997, a small confectionery company based in Fukuoka marketed marshmallows to men on March 14, the month after Valentine's Day, to give them back to girls they liked. They called the Marshmallow Day the answer to the Valentine's Day. The store later suggested changing the name to more open ended White Day. This trend caught on, and many companies in Japan began marketing marshmallows and white chocolates on this day. So the tradition has spread to many Asian countries like South Korea and China, and people gift others chocolates, jewelry, lingerie, and everything women love on this day. However, this day is not just for women to receive gifts. This day is also perfect day backup for anyone who received a gift on Valentine's Day to return the favor. Today is also commemorated as Science Education Day in US that takes place on every March 14 to appreciate the contributions of various individuals, both the young and adults, towards the development of science education. Science education was not standardized in the US until 1890s when the Committee of the Turn So science education in the US can be accredited to the Committee of 10, which was formed in 1892. Before that, science education lacked standardization. However, as the world around them started to evolve due to industrial revolution in the late 1900s, people became more interested in science and technology. In 1892, after a conference of 30 Today is also commemorated as Save a Spider Day in US, which is celebrated annually in the US in part to reduce acnophobia, a fear of spiders, and to conserve spiders. People are usually afraid of spiders, mostly due to their bites, which are considered deadly. Although most of the fear is largely unfounded and exaggerated, spiders are incredibly useful to humans as they work as effective pest control, among other things. On this day, we look at the many reasons why we should rather trap the spider in a jar and take it outside than kill it. Let the spin webs about spiders and why they should be safe. So the history of Save a Spider Day, as well as the organization or individual who created it, is still being researched. Natural resource organizations or biologists may have instituted this day in response to growing recognition of spiders' significance in both the environment and the lives of humans. Spiders perform a very vital function in maintaining the balance of nature's ecosystem. Spiders, together with other species such as birds and ants, have a substantial impact on the reduction of insect populations. The world's natural ecology would be severely out of balance if they didn't exist. Cobweb spiders and cellular spiders are two important prevalent types of spiders that has been seen discovered to invade our homes. According to scientific spiders prefer to hide in dark places while waiting for their victim. The pests they trap and devour include annoying pests such as cockroaches and pincer ants, as well as disease transmitting insects such as mosquitoes and flies. Sometimes the soldiers work together to kill the toxic spiders. Along with this is not always the case. Among other things, our good friend, the basement spider, is well known for killing dangerous black widow spiders. Today is also commemorated as Pi Day on March 14th. That combines fun, education, and pi is a day worth celebrating. Pi, as known as a Greek letter, is a constant value used in maths that represents the ratio of a circumference of a circle to its diameter, which is just about 3.1415, and so on. So not only that, but the 14th of March is also today is also commemorated as National Write Your Story Day in US, which is another day to celebrate the uniqueness that we all possess, the distinguishing factor that sets us all apart, our story. Stories are beautiful and exciting to listen or to read, be it a personal story, ancient or modern. Stories serve the purpose of entertaining, educating, informing, and sometimes innovating. We are excited about the innovation that birthed the special celebration and essence it captures in our lives on this special day. Today is also commemorated as National Preschoolers Day in US, which takes place on the second Friday in March annually. This year it takes place on March 14th. So preschool is the first stage of education for children between the ages of 3 and 5. There are different approaches to preschool, and these have been debated as people argue about the best teaching methods for children in their developmental years. Some preschools take place for half a day, while some go on for an entire day. Some people believe preschool should be in a more formal classroom setting, while others agree that it should be more informal, where preschool students can discover, play, and imagine. So it precedes National School Teachers Appreciation Day by a week and celebrates all preschool attending kids around the world. Around the US, the role of preschool teachers is very significant as they play an essential part in the child's most formative, perceptive, and critical phase of life. There is also commemorated as National Potato Chip Day in US. America's number one snack food, potato chips, is recognized on March 14th annually. Potato chips are thin slices of potato, either deep fried or baked until crunchy. Potato chips are a predominant part of the snack food market in English speaking countries, especially in America. On Potato Chip Day, the snack will be enjoyed by millions of people across the country. So, why not make you participate in the potato snacking fun? Today is also commemorated as National Learn About Butterflies Day in US, which is another day to celebrate and learn about one of the most beautiful and colorful creatures in the world, butterflies. Butterflies are important creatures because they help to pollinate flowers, but more than that, they are pleasing to eyes and we love seeing them around. Butterflies are flying insects with wide, delicate wings. Their color wings and body make them popular amongst everyone, including adults and children who chase and play with them. A butterfly's life cycle or metamorphosis is very interesting as they transition through their four phases to become the beauty of the. A butterfly starts as an egg. The egg hatches within 3 to 7 days into larva, depending on the species of butterfly. The larva or caterpillar feeds on leaves or flowers, losing its skin several times as it grows. The process is called molting. The larva grows steadily over several weeks till it is several times the original size and then turns into pupa. Many of these pupas are suspended under a branch, hidden in leaves, or buried underground, and they become parts of the adult butterfly when they finally break in free within 10 to 15 days. Historically, scientists in their study of evolution believe that butterflies evolved from moths during the Cretaceous period, some 40 millions to 135 millions years back, and they have gone through several evolutions over the millennia to become the butterflies we see today. So let's learn more about a butterfly. It is an initiative to sensitize and educate everyone, young and old, about butterflies and their importance to the ecosystem. More than their beauty, a teeming population of butterflies signifies a thriving ecosystem due to their role as a predator and prey. Today is also commemorated as National Freelancers Day in US. Celebrated on second Friday in March offers an opportunity to appreciate freelancers for their hard work that often goes unnoticed. Almost every job has early moment to celebrate their profession. Employee Appreciation Day is the first day in March, first Friday. National Freelancers Day is a moment to recognize and support the shift in the workforce and those in it who are pursuing their passions, like the entrepreneurial shop owner, graphic designer, taxi drivers, or etc. This community contributes $1.3 trillion to the US economy. Skilled craft people and trade people have worked independently or in small groups for many years worldwide. The early American economy was largely made up of small businesses and independent contractors. With the rise of knowledge economy and technological advances in 20th century, freelance work was more accessible and widespread. The growth of the internet and development of digital platforms made it easier for freelancers to find a job and connect with the clients. Today, freelance work is a significant part of the American economy, with millions working independently in various fields. While freelance work offers many benefits such as flexibility and autonomy, it also presents challenges that are financial instability and difficulty accessing benefits like healthcare and retirement savings. So, with a growing number of people shifting towards freelance jobs and gig economy to make an income, National Freelance Day is meant as a day to celebrate the modern workforce. Today is also commemorated as National Children's Craft Day in US. Part of the larger National Craft Month was tailored to introduce children to the vibrant world of crafting and to encourage them to try their hand at it. Crafting is an incredibly useful hobby to have. Not only it is a fun way for kids to occupy their time, but it also aids in their cognitive and motor development. For younger children, crafting can help develop critical thinking. For older tweens and teens, it supports the development of creativity, patience, and even self-esteem. The word craft has its etymological roots in the old High German word craft, strength, and means an occupation of the trade requiring skill. Crafts, therefore, are products of utilizing a skill. Crafting has been a staple of every society to date. Every cradle or civilization, even empire or even colony, and every nation. The crafts of ancient Mesopotamia came in the form of pottery, embellished with semi-precious stones and beautifully crafted statues in the West. Copper was soon incorporated when Anatolians began smelting it. Ancient Egypt is now known as its marvelous pyramids and ornate tombs, and ancient Greece is synonymous with masterfully carved sculptures. And before this, all the ancient Indus civilization has given. magnificent examples and evidences and documentation of various civilizations and crafts. Day crafting is done for various purposes for aesthetic pleasure, cognitive development, social messages, commemorating history, and sometimes purely for fun. The craft works produced during each stage of human social and cultural development can tell us a great deal about it. What the people of that era believed in, what they valued, what gave them joy, and what about them pain. Crafting need not be complicated as life like effigies. It can be simpler activities like clay modeling, paper quilling, knitting, and sewing, among many others. Crafting has a wide range of benefits too. Research has established that regardless of what medium is used, it can reduce stress and uplift a person's mood. It has been shown to antidepressive effects, helping to reduce symptoms and experience by people living with PTSD, anxiety disorders, insomnia, and chronic pain. Early evidence from Mesopotamia shows that by this time, flax textiles are being produced. 6500 BC. Copper is melted in Anatolia and grows in importance in the crafting process in 6200 BC. The earliest use of bronze is reported in Sumer in 3500 BC. Bronze was invented. So paper was invented in China in 105 AD and associated with artist William Morris. The movement begins in Britain, characterized by a medieval decorative style in the late 19th century, the arts and crafts movement. So there are tons of fun and easy crafts you can do at home. These include finger painting, origami, knitting, crocheting, and paper quilling. Arts and crafts refers to a variety of activities that involve making things with your hands. It is a basic form of decorative art using functional items and natural media. So it engages different parts of the brain, crafting exercises the memory and enhances attention span, particularly with children, involving creativity, visual spatial processing, and problem solving abilities. The impact of leisure activities on the brain is a new subject of research among scientists. So spending time with a kid on March 14th, use the day to work on a craft project. Bonus points if you have something out of reusable waste. So today is also commemorated as March Full Moon Day, celebrated 14th this year, is a night of wonder and mysticism. The Northern American Native American tribes recognize this moon as a full crow moon, the end of winter when the cawing of crows is non-stop. It is also called the full crust moon due to the snow covers becoming crusted from falling by day and then freezing at night. The full moon is a time we feel the energy to express ourselves, the most solidify our relationships, discard the toxicity in our lives, and make positive changes. When the temperature slowly starts to warm and the ground begins to melt, the robins return and the earthworms appear. That's when you know that March full moon will be soon here. March moon is usually a supermoon. The term was begun by the astrologer Richard Nolly in 1979, who said it pertains to either a new or full moon close to Earth. Other names for March full moon include the crow, warm crust, sap, and sugar moon. The name crow moon was created by Northwest tribes in the US who noticed that crows frequently cawed during the moon. Other groups named in the crust moon due to the crust of snow that freezes at night, while other people call it the sap or sugar moon because the moon brought on an early spring, which is the time for tapping maple trees. In the Hebrew calendar, the full moon falls in the middle of Nisan, which is linked to the observance of Passover. This day also celebrates the Jewish people leaving slavery in Egypt. For Hindus, this full moon corresponds with Holi, which celebrates the conquest of good over evil. In Sri Lanka, the full moon is known as Madinpoya or Maiden, which marks the Buddhist's first meeting with his father after undergoing enlightenment. And for followers of Islam, the full moon falls in the middle of month of Shaban, the month before Ramadan. Today is also commemorated as Legal Assistant Day, held on annually on March 14th, honors workers who conducts legal research and perform a variety of other tasks that enable law officers to operate. Legal assistants assist lawyers in many fields, including corporate law, criminal law, immigration, and litigation, and their responsibilities vary greatly depending on the type and size of the firm they work. Legal assistants do everything from investigating and gathering information about cases to drafting contracts and other legal documents, as well as assisting lawyers with trial preparation and hearings. We think these diligent workers are deserving of same recognition. Today is also commemorated as Legal Assistance Day in US, which takes place on March 14th every year in the United States. Legal assistants help attorneys with legal cases, conduct research, and draft documents. They have frequently collaborate with supervising lawyers who provide them with guidance and duties. Legal assistants are mostly non-lawyers. Therefore, if you have any legal issues and want to speak with a lawyer, go to Legal Assistance Day even today. Participants that assist include paralegals, legal secretaries, and law students who have received legal training. Today is also commemorated as Holi Guyana in Guyana. So get swept away in the colors of Holi Guyana festival, which occurs during springtime in March. This year it takes place on March 14th. Holi is a Hindu festival brought to Guyana by the Indian settlers in 19th century. It has been adopted into Guyana culture and is celebrated by all religions and people with its date set the following Hindu calendar and customs. To most Guyanese people, Holi is synonymous with fun and includes partying and throwing colored water and powdered paint on each other. Even in India also it is celebrated. In Hinduism, Holi celebrates life, spring, and overcoming the odds. It has multiple origin stories, with one associating with agriculture, deeming it a non-religious springtime festival honoring rebirth, fertility, and new life. The water thrown around symbolizes the fertile growth of crops, while the colored paint represents the grain tossed around in traditional festivities. The more popular origin story stems from a myth with multiple variations. One version features King Hiranyakashipu of Multan, who the gods made invincible, abusing his authority. He was convinced he was a god and demanded his people worship in his name. However, his son Prince Prahlada opposed him, believing his father was merely a human being. Of course, such blatant disrespect could not go unpunished. The king devised a plan involving his sister Holika, who had powers because she could withstand fire without harm. She built a massive fire and ordered Prince Prahlada to sit on his aunt's lap, expecting the boy to meet a fiery end with no choice but to obey the king. Prince Prahlada went into the fire but miraculously escaped unhurt. His aunt, however, disappeared and never seen again. According to this legend, the colored paint represents Holika's ashes. The word holy is said to come from Holika. The festival was brought to Guyana in the 19th century by Indian settlers who came as indentured servants or laborers. Their descendants turned the celebration into a uniquely Guyanese one that merges with other local cultural elements. Indian folk songs, sounds near temples or Indian places of worship and sweetmeats. Traditional Indian vegetarian sweets and revelry are very common during Holi and the days leading up to it. Many Guyanese people find themselves celebrating by devouring sweetmeats, savoring Indian curry, or red dressing in Indian attire. So the earliest mentions of Holi was done in 4th century. Famous Indian poet Kalidasa writes about Holi festival in a poem Kumarasambhava and play Malvika Murtam. In 1838, Indian migrates to Guyana. The mass migration of Indians spurred the political unrest and various natural disasters in India begins. Indians emigrate to Trinidad and Tobago, introducing their culture and festivals such as Holi in May 1st, 1845. The first Indian Holi Conference, the National Council of Indian Culture, NCIC, hosts the first international virtual Holi Conference in Trinidad with researchers from Suriname, India, Trinidad and Tobago, South Africa, Fiji, and United States, Mauritius, Jamaica, and Guyana, representing their findings in various panels on March 2020. So while Hindus were once to traditionally celebrate Holi, the sharing of culture means no religion is restricted from this festival. Phagwah is celebrated in Guyana, Suriname, and any country with an Indian population. It is known as Holi in India and celebrated across the world by Indian diaspora. Dulandi is part of a two-day Holi celebration in parts of India is celebrated the day after the festival. It marks the beginning of spring. Holi and Phagwah are the same, but celebrations vary slightly across nations. Holi is also known as Phagwah in certain parts of the world. Picked from a wide variety of sweetmeats typically made during Holi in Guyana and India, like gulab jamun, mithai, prasad, vermicelli cake, fudge, jalebi, sugar cake, tamarind cake, and so on. Because Holi was said to be celebrated in spring, especially in the spring month of Falguna, according to the Hindu calendar, Guyanese people commonly call Holi Phagwah. Holi celebrations actually begin almost 40 days before the festival in what Indo-Guyanese call pre-Phagwah days, when they sing special folk songs called chautwals, put on public performances, and plant symbolic trees. They traditionally plant the castor oil plant, which is then ceremoniously burnt on Holy Eve to celebrate the victory of good over evil. So, making up around 40% of the nation's population, the Indo-Guyanese are the largest ethnic population in Guyana and have greatly influenced its cultures and festivals, leading to declaration of Holi as a national day. Holi, Christmas, Diwali, Eid, Hosei, and Easter are all festivals commonly celebrated by the Indo-Guyanese, regardless of their religious beliefs. The festival is a favored childhood remembrance for many people who woke up to the sounds of laughter and splashing water. The celebrations invited every child to the fun and tradition continued beyond childhood. Today is also commemorated as Genius Day to mark the birth of one of the best-known scientists in the modern history, Albert Einstein, on March 14. The German-born theoretical physicist changed the way humanity looked at the universe forever with his theory of relativity and the groundwork he laid for what became quantum physics, the two pillars of modern physics. The Nobel laureate's name was posthumously became synonymous with the word genius. So, what's better way to celebrate his life and legacy than a day called Genius Day? Today is also commemorated as Dribble to Work Day in US, which is a promotional event to get more people interested in women's sports, especially basketball. Fans of basketball and the NCAA tournament observe the day by dribbling their way to work. Some organizations make even conduct friendly matches between their employees. People post photos of themselves dribbling to work or playing basketball to mark Dribble to Work Day. Today is also commemorated as Dol Yatra in India or Holi, which is celebrated on March on varying dates each year depending on the position of the moon, and this year it falls on March 14. The holiday is similar to Holi and commemorates the last festival of the Bengali calendar. The holiday was created to observe the eternal bond and love between Lord Krishna and Radha. It immortalized the day Lord Krishna expressed his love for his beloved Radha. The colorful powder called Phag is applied in the following order. First, in respect to pictures of deceased family members. Then it is put on the feet of elders as a mark of respect. Thereafter, the significant smearing fest of powder on faces is began. Dol Yatra, also known as Dol Jatra, is a religious day celebrated when the last full moon in Hindu calendar is present, although this day is similar to Holi, it is slightly different in position and purpose. Holi is celebrated to welcome spring and also mark the death of Holika, the evil sister of Hiranyakashyap, who attempted to kill his son Prahlad. Dol Yatra, on the other hand, celebrates the love of Krishna and Radha. Although Dol Yatra also uses colored powder in the celebratory processions, the powder is used in a certain order in different ways to signify the purpose of this day. In addition to the colored powder splashes, the idols of Lord Krishna and Radha are decorated and adorned. These statues are gracefully placed on a decorated chariots and swung from one end to the other. Men are tasked with spraying colored powder at the idols, while women are encouraged to sing songs and bhajans. The first day of Dol Yatra is known as Kaun. This is a day people believe Lord Krishna visited Gunucha. To note this, a bonfire is lit in front of prayer house and Lord Krishna's idol is paraded as a custom. The idols of Krishna and Radha are taken out around West Bengal with shouts of Haribol resounding in the air. The second day of procession is called Bordiul or Bordol. On this day, the colored powder is applied to the photos of deceased family members. The colored powder is also put on the feet of elders to seek their blessings. When the blessings of elders are satisfactorily received, the tradition of smearing other people with powdered colors begins. People also visit the houses of their near and dear ones with delicious rasgullas. The third day is equally significant as people celebrate with more color. The parade continues on the fourth day, Swiri, with hundreds of people participating in the prayer, worship, and more. So Dol Yatra is commemorated on the same day as Holi, the last full moon in the Hindu calendar, as also the title Festival of Colors, which is similar to Dol Yatra celebration. Dol Yatra offers and differs from Holi as it is the last festival of Bengali year and is based on a different religion. So the last day of Dol Yatra, it is called Swiri, when Lord Krishna comes back to Gunucha's home. A large mass of people, including devotees and non-devotees, celebrate the end of the festival. People continue to throw colors on the idol as well as on each other. So how do you remove the colors after Dol Yatra? You may be wondering that you are playing pondering with color. Simply take a bath soon after playing with fog and soak a scrub or to remove colors properly and avoid any kind of itchiness and skin problems by using organic and safe colors. And you can also encourage the use of organic colors to avoid chemical-based colors that might cause a problem. And Dol Yatra, dairy products such as homemade butter, yogurt, cream, and prasad like Panchamrit are prepared and distributed to everyone. Make your own dairy treat and share it with all that is near and dear to you. The first day of Dol Yatra is known as Moon centuries ago. On this day, Krishna visited Gunucha, one of his wives. In the honor of this, a bonfire is lit in front of a prayer house, and Lord Krishna's idol is taken around it as a tradition. So make fag colored powder, make the colored powder known as fag, which is a key part of festivities, using the homemade flowers, fruits, and also leaves which are available in the garden so that they are eco-friendly, nature-friendly, and also safe to us. So using the fag, start with paying respects for the dead loved ones as the powder is sprinkled on the pictures of deceased family members, then on the idols and the feet of elders as a sign of respect. Finally, everyone gets to be covered in colored powder. So Dol Yatra is the last festival of the Bengali year. The bonfire represents the burning of Agira, who is responsible for various diseases. The custom of throwing colored powder is believed to emerge from the mythological love story of Radha Krishna. So even before that, we have ritual like Vasantotsav, where the turmeric powder and the sandalwood powder is mixed with water and sprinkled on each other. So Lord Krishna was never married to Radha, but had a romantic attachment with her. Radha was Lord Krishna's wife in his previous birth. So what's better than coming together with friends and family and just mingling and having fun on a bright day full of leisure and joy? Dol Yatra creates this cherished opportunity and we want to enjoy every bit of it. Dol Yatra is full of color from fag of different shades of beautiful makeup and clothes on the day. Dol Yatra is simply colorful, so step into that colorful day and have multicolored fun. Dol Yatra is a day to love and feel the happiness that comes from it. The day celebrates the love of Radha Krishna, which symbolizes unity, loyalty, and trust. Today is also commemorated as Constitution Day in Andorra. So, on March 14th, every year commemorates the Constitution referendum held in Principality Andorra in 1993. The locals call it Dia de la Constitution. Andorra is the sixth smallest nation in Europe that is known as blissful tourist country. Today is also commemorated as Celebrate Scientist Day in US, which is commemorated on March 14th, coinciding with Albert Einstein's birthday. On this day, we note scientific contributions from the past and present. We also applaud the achievements of scientists in helping to make our lives easier. Thanks to them, we know that more about the world around us. They help save lives, protect the environment, cure diseases, and learn about planets far away from ours. It is often a thankless job with little fanfare and recognition, yet scientists hold one of the most critical roles in the modern world. So let's take this day to appreciate their efforts. Today is also commemorated as Bake a Pie in Solidarity in US. Just the thought of pies makes our mouths water. Virtually every country has a version of this dish, providing how versatile and delicious pies are. In the US, pies are practically a national dessert. A slice of apple pie topped with a scoop of ice cream as an American has a Statue of Liberty or Old Western movie. Pies are symbolic of comfort, love, and unity. On Bake a Pie in Solidarity Day, spread the love by baking and sharing this dish with people around you. And finally, today is also commemorated as Dog Theft Awareness Day in the UK, which is observed on March 14. The goal of this day is to spread the word about dangers of dog theft, educating people on the statistics and teaching them how to prevent their pets from getting stolen. Most people believe that dogs theft is an opportunistic crime, but data suggests that organized crime is the main force behind it, and that the trade is lucrative since it is low risk and high reward. This evil will continue unless stricter rules are enacted, so dog owners must take action to safeguard their pets. In 2016, the Stolen and Missing Pets Alliance, SAMPA, came up with Dog Theft Awareness Day. This annual event marks the start of Pet Theft Awareness Week in the UK. The first event was held in Parliament in 2017 since the SAMPA has worked with British MPs to introduce stricter legislation against dog theft. The British government set up a pet theft task force with the help of MPs like Tom Hunt, Siobhan Bailey, and Ian Duncan Smith, Robert Buckland, and Preeti Patel. This task force aims to make a dog theft a specific offense in the Kept Animal Bill. The new law would give courts the authority to hand out appropriate custodial sentences to deter dog theft, protect the public, and provide police with more control over such cases. British theatre star Sheridan Smith was a victim of dog theft twice in 1 month in 2010. After appealing for help from followers on social media, Smith was reunited with Enid Sharpe in 2016. A greyhound worth more than $1 million was stolen from its trainer kennels in Ireland. The dog was held for ransom and was recovered by Irish police at a hideout of known criminals a day later. Under the Theft Act of 1968, stealing a dog is a crime. However, dogs are classified as personal property in the UK. The severity of the sentence depends on the value of dog. Under the current laws, dog thieves receive a maximum of 7 years in prison. The term for dog theft is known as dog napping. Use collars, tags, and microchips to keep an eye on your dog. Every year, 2 million dogs are stolen in the US. So, microchipping dramatically improves the chances of recovering your dog if it gets lost or stolen. Microchips also work as a permanent form of identification between dogs and their original owners. Many pets are stolen for breeding purposes, so spaying or neutering your dogs lowers their desire to roam searching for a mate and may discourage thieves who steal pets for illegal breeding mills. Don't let your dog roam unsupervised even in your compound. Keep a collar with an up-to-date license, ID tags for easy identification. More than 70% of missing dogs are never found. Most stolen dogs are sold to breeding mills, others are used as bait dogs to train illegal fighting canines, and some are sold for thousands on the street. Microchips let dog owners trace their dogs' whereabouts using smartphone apps. Offering cash rewards for missing dogs may spread the recovery process, but it also encourages dog theft and makes it more appealing. Some thieves steal dogs and then pose as rescuers to cash in on the reward. Thieves target dogs with a high resale value and turnover rate on the market. These include purebreds like Labradors, German Shepherds, Pit Bulls, and Chihuahuas. So, through microchipping, caller IDs, and practices like spaying or neutering, dog owners can deter criminals from stealing their pets. Pet thieves don't like getting tracked, and a dog that can't breed is of little use to them. Politicians or lawmakers are often acting if only they get pressured hard enough by their constituents. National Dog Theft Awareness Day is an opportunity for people to call on their leaders to resolve the problem. Already, several British MPs are involved in the process of trying to introduce stiffer penalties for dog theft. So, with this, we shall end today's commemorations. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form, which has been shared in the form of votes. So, see you all tomorrow. From tomorrow onwards, we are having 10 days International Social Work Conference. So we request everyone to take part in the conference and make your presentations and also participate, making it a grand success. So see you all tomorrow with the same joining link with different commemorations and launch of 10-day Social Work Conference as on occasion of World Social Work Day and week and month celebrations. Before leaving, we request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback.